Good afternoon, I'm Ginger Jobs, and today I have some amazing, wonderful things to show you today. So let's not waste any more time, and let's get started. So this is a demonstration of the selection sorting algorithm. So here we have some values that are all stored in an array, and we want to sort these in ascending order, from smallest to biggest. So we're going to start here on the left, and that's going to be our minimum value. We're going to make a comparison of the value on the right to the value on the left. Is this value smaller than this value? It's not. Is this value smaller than this value? It's not. Is this value smaller than this value? It's not. Is this value smaller than this value? It is. So now we're going to make a comparison to this next value on the right to this next value with this value on the left. Is this value on the right smaller than this value? It is. So this value is now sorted. So we're going to start back where we were. We're going to repeat the process. Is this value smaller than this? It's not. Is this value smaller than this value? It's not. Is this value smaller than this value? It's not. Is this value smaller than this value? It is. So now this item is now sorted. We're going to repeat the process yet again. Is this value smaller than this value? It's not. Is this value smaller than this value? It's not. Is this value smaller than this value? It's not. So this item is the lowest costing item so far. So he's sorted. So now we're going to make a comparison to this value and this value. Is this value smaller than this value? It's not. Is this value smaller than this value? It's not. So this value is now sorted as well. We're at our last two. Is this value smaller than this value? It's not. So he is now sorted. And since this is the last value, this will be swapped as well. And that is the selection sort. So now that we've looked at a demonstration of how the selection sort works, let's look at the code. So here's our code for our selection sorting algorithm. It consists of 2 for loops and a method. With those 2 for loops, we have 3 variables, in, out, and min. For the first for loop, we have an initializing out to 0, and we're seeing is 0 less than the number of elements minus 1. So if there are 6 elements, 0 is less than 5. It is. So we're going to go into the next part of the code, which is setting out equal to min, which would be 0 for the first time. After that, we go in and we look at our second for loop, which is basically saying out plus 1. So we're pointing to that second element in the array, which would be 1. So here would be min, and here would be in. Once we've done that, we want to make a comparison between the two values. We want to see, is in less than min, and it's not. It's greater than that, so it goes through the for loop. And once it finds out that in is less than min, it swaps the value. It swaps the value, and it looks a lot like this. So it would swap the value, then it would increment. It would increment everything, and then it would go through and it would basically do the same thing. It would eventually check to see if 1029 is that less than 99. It's not, so it wouldn't swap those values, and it basically would do that for the entire time, and then it would eventually get out of this inner for loop and break out of it and go into this outer for loop, and it would increment. And since that would be incremented to 1, we would basically just repeat the process. So it would be pointing to 599. It would be comparing to see if this value is less than the 599. And it would do this for the entire time. And here's what the actual method looks like for the selection sorting algorithm. And let's run the code to see what it looks like. So here is the code basically working in action. I made 2 classes, one called the selection app, one called selection. Here's all of our values. It's going to insert these one by one. And let's just look at how it sorts them. Here they are in an unorganized fashion. Here they are in an organized fashion. And that is the selection sorting algorithm. Thank you. So that was my presentation on the selection sorting algorithm. I hope you enjoyed it. I wish to do more of these videos. So until then,